But first, there must be some underground closed session of the Labor Party's leadership group today, because you couldn't find too many of them within cooey of a camera. Not Albo, I don't know where he's hiding out. Not Penny Wong, she won't dare step out of her office as she did yesterday. Not Katie Gallagher, not Christina Keneally. I sense there isn't any secret Labor business going on, but they've just gone into hiding because of these serious bullying allegations published in the Australian newspaper this week. Now, as you know, the allegations accuse Labor Senators Wong, Keneally and Gallagher of a concerted campaign of bullying towards their late colleague Kimberley Kitching. The latest is that at a Labor Party meeting in 2019, Penny Wong had an argument with Kitching over student climate change protests. And Wong told her, well, if you had children, you might understand. It's an accusation Penny Wong has yet to deny. Could you be more hurtful towards someone who'd tried but was unable to have children at all? It is breathtakingly nasty. Is that not worth investigating? Is that not worth punishing? Of course, we know that yesterday Labor leader Anthony Albanese took a page from the Julia Gillard book of deflection and used the old faux sexist outrage to extinguish the blaze.
I find it astonishing that in 2022 I get a question using the term mean girls. I find that extraordinarily disrespectful to describe strong, articulate, principled women.
Despite Labor's holier-than-thou attitude to parliamentary bullying, and we've heard it over and over again, he will not entertain holding an inquiry at all into the behaviour of his alleged mean girls in the Senate. But as each day passes, more senators are stepping forward to validate the claims, including Pauline Hanson, who came onto the program last night.
She came up times and she was terribly frustrated, the way that she was treated. She was locked out of meetings. They wouldn't include her in anything. She was frustrated with it, the policy that she tried to put before the party. But she was always just downtrodden, especially by Penny Wong and Christine Keneally.
But there were some Labor underlings caught in the line of fire today whilst carrying out interviews in other places on other topics. And didn't they come up with some dandy excuses for not confronting the allegations, like Senator Murray Watt? He was on Sky News this afternoon. Listen carefully as he tried to give us the impression that government MPs were using the issue.
We all just feel that this whole debate and turning it into a political issue is a really disrespectful way to handle a tragic event.
It's only a political issue in his eyes. As a matter of fact, the PM yesterday suggested that the claim should be taken seriously. That was it. The claim should be taken seriously. Short and sweet. Today at his press conference in Perth, he didn't mention the case once. Once. That's hardly politicising this issue. It's about allegedly disgraceful bullying by senior members of federal Labor. But Murray Watt knows that. Now, Richard Marles, who we know was presented with the troubles facing Kimberley Kitching, and we're supposed to believe that he didn't pass that on to Anthony Albanese, well, he tried to adopt his leader's fake disgust. Again, he simply refused to discuss the behaviour towards her and lashed out at reporters who dared to ask legitimate questions. What's this Oscar-winning performance?
Just no. With respect. No. So I'm sorry.
Basic question.
I mean, I profoundly reject what you've just said, and I really think about the question that you've just asked. I've rarely said in an interview, but that's offensive.
Oscar-winning. Put in the nomination quickly. And then on Channel 9 this morning, Senator Mullendeary McCarthy also refused to debate the allegation with yours truly, and she instead invoked the Indigenous rule of sorry business.
Well, I think Chris can say all he likes, as does everyone else at the moment who's commenting, Ali. It still does not remove the fact that sorry business is a sacred business here. And as I said to you, I work beside Kimberley, and I am deeply saddened by the loss of her in our Senate, but to our country. And I will pay my respects respectfully and appropriately.
Well, that's in the context of Indigenous culture, and that should be respected. You're absolutely right about that, but not when it comes to Kimberley Kitching. She told too many people what she was being hassled over and what she was being ostracised for, and it upset her immensely. I am not suggesting for a second that it's led to her death, of course not. But I am saying that if you're trying to get rid of bullying out of Parliament House, which is apparently the house that we all lead from, this is the place that should be calling an inquiry. Whether it's the Senate itself, it seems as if the Senate is very quick to trigger an inquiry in just about everything. Well, here is an inquiry about itself that should be called straight away. Isn't it funny that those who are closest to Kimberley want these allegations aired, raised, addressed right now? Only the Labor Party, whose surge to power could be tripped up by the case, have a moral problem in even discussing the behaviour she copped. It is simply outrageous that Anthony Albanese dismisses these allegations despite so much of it now being corroborated. In fact, the ABC revealed today that Kitching raised the allegations with a Parliament-employed workplace trainer. Now, if these new protocols in place mean anything, that should lead to an investigation, surely, whether she's passed or not. And what happened to Albanese's convictions about stamping out bullying in this workplace? They mean nothing because he squibbed it. He's a coward. He's allowed the so-called mean girls to get off scot-free. It hurt Kimberley Kitching so much, she confided in several people, as we now know, and they know what occurred. And finally, why would Penny Wong not attend Kimberley Kitching's funeral? This was what she said only yesterday.
I will look at whether I can. I currently have an engagement in the Northern Territory with some First Nations communities.
An engagement. This is what she had chosen to attend instead of the funeral. A Labor Party fundraiser for Luke Gosling, the member for Solomon in Alice Springs. Oh, and a special evening with Penny, another event as well. Really? Over the funeral of one of her Senate colleagues. That says it all. But guess what? Today, after her fundraiser became common knowledge, Penny forced herself, or was forced by others, to change her plans. She's now attending the funeral after all. Now, it's worth noting again, Senator Gallagher has said yesterday that assertions about her are not true, and Senator Wong does not agree with the assertions made in the Australian article. Meanwhile, Senator Keneally has declined to comment. As for certain sections of the media who've been barracking for a change of government and have given Labor a free pass on this by refusing to even cover this story, what a terribly biased decision that has been. This is a real case, supported by real people, about real bullying. But I guess the grand boast a few months back of a major clean-up in misbehaviour inside Parliament House has just come to an all-familiar end. What shocking hypocrites.